gotta beg, second chance you'll never get. Not payback is bad shit, and baby, I'm a baddest. Stop playing with a savage, can't have this, can't have this. And it'd be nice of me to take it easy on ya, but nah. Baby, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Baby, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
After my Game 2 apology to Rudy Gobert, Game 3 showed me that maybe I should have stuck to my guns a little bit longer. So consider me sorry, not sorry, as last night's matchup gave us plenty to go over. Let's start by the major defensive adjustments by the Rockets on defense. In Game 2, they did not switch the ball screens, relying on Capella's quickness to stay with Rudy on his rolls to the hoop. This didn't work out well and got easy buckets at the rim, which served to open up shots from the outside as well, like this wide open three for Ingles. But in Game 3, the Rockets decided to switch these picks, and let's just say the Jazz offense got so out of tune, they sounded like a 6th grade band practice on the first day of school. Ariza does a nice job to dig underneath Rudy, and Mitchell makes a poor decision to cross over right back to where the defensive help is. Nice coordination with Capella and Ariza, who jumps out and blocks the shot. Again, Ariza is physical and stays connected to Gobert on the switch. Ingles decides to attack Harden, but settles for an early, bad, long contested two that airballs. Once the Jazz saw how the Rockets were defending, they should have stopped screening with Ariza's man, since Ariza is long enough to be a deterrent on any type of lob pass to Gobert. But they continued to do so, and it left them with very low percentage shots. It was very strange to see them continue to screen whoever Ariza was guarding, have the Rockets switch it, and then the Jazz unable to take advantage with low percentage shots that the Rockets were more than happy to give up. The Jazz did finally screen Harden with Favors, and there was daylight for a second, but Harden makes a fantastic deflection on the recovery. One solution is to have Gobert slip the screen and get to the rim before the switch can get into position. Capella reads this perfectly and doesn't switch. With his long arms, he swats it away into a turnover. And this didn't make much sense to me. They had Harden guarding Ingles, but instead of attacking him, they screen with Ariza's man again, then twist back into a ball screen for Gobert. They switch, Ariza is quick enough to double back behind Gobert, and while they get a blow-by, because Ariza had switched onto Gobert, he isn't going to try and block this shot like Capella would and maybe foul the shooter. He gets in perfect position and takes the charge to force another turnover. With the little Eric Gordon on Mitchell, here was their chance to force a switch onto Gobert. Instead, they set a double ball screen, and it allows Gordon to switch onto Burks, and now they've got the terrific defender in Mbah a Moute on the ball, and he promptly blocks the shot. To have any hope of beating the Rockets, you've got to put the basketball in the hoop. A lot. One thing that really helps the home team is when the fans get really into the game, and there's no better way to buy tickets to Game 4 than by using SeatGeek. It's truly the best app to find tickets to any concert, sporting event, theater, or comedy show, as they search multiple ticket sites, then grade the price to let you know how good a deal you're getting. If you watch my videos, you could use SeatGeek to buy seats close to the bench and yell out suggestions you've seen here to help your team win. Each ticket is guaranteed, it's incredibly easy, just a couple of taps and the tickets are delivered right to your phone. And if you use my code BBall at checkout, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Seeing the game up close will remind you that the NBA is a make or miss league. To be honest, I felt that in Game 2, the Rockets had plenty of missed shots that D'Antoni would have just shrugged and said, "We'll make those in the next game." And make them they did. PJ Tucker missed this 4-footer even though Rudy didn't put a hand up. But in Game 3, he runs a nice two-man game to get the pass back and hits the same shot with the same type of Gobert defense. In Game 2, he tried to take Gobert off the dribble all the way to the hoop to no avail. But on this cut, he dribbles, gets right to the rim, and lays it up over Gobert before he can contest. On middle penetration and kick-out, Tucker couldn't be more wide open on this shot, but in Game 3, an open corner three goes in as Gobert doesn't close out all the way. Eric Gordon had a horrible shooting night in Game 2, and this was a big shrug from D'Antoni, since this is the kind of shot he hits at a high percentage. In Game 3, he got right to the hoop again with Gobert lurking and turned it into a beautiful reverse layup. The quick inside ball screen gets him right to the foul line for a wide open clank. And in a similar action, although it's off an inside screen cut, he hits the same shot even though he was pressured. The Rockets threatened at the end of Game 2, but just couldn't knock down the rhythm shots they were getting, like off of this handoff to Gordon. But Gordon found the range even after getting bumped by Crowder after this handoff and dropped it clean through the net. D'Antoni must have figured the stars were just misaligned for Game 2 when he saw this wild shot and miss by Gordon in transition, since he's much more accustomed to seeing strong moves with creative finishes at the rim like he did here. And James Harden also struggled mightily in Game 2 to get on track, and even though these step-back threes are extremely difficult to make, it's still surprising to see him miss, and miss badly. However, after forcing a switch with Jerebko onto him, he got into his dance and even got the shooter's touch. Rudy definitely had an effect in Game 2 on his drives, and one alteration they made was to get Harden off the ball more and attacking out of pistol action. Notice the pin down first, then the handoff gets his man out of the action, leaving Gobert as the last line of defense, and Harden drops it right over him. In Game 2, Harden tried to attack Exum off the ISO, and it yielded a tough off-foot floater. They got him out of ISO mode and back into that same pistol action to attack with his dominant left hand. This time, Rudy doesn't try to contest and he drops it in softly. So there you go, Rudy. I'm sorry, not sorry, because the Rockets have a good formula to attack, and I feel like there's not much you can do to stop them except hope they miss. I don't think anybody expected the Jazz to upset the Rockets, and nothing I've seen through the first 3 games gives me much evidence to believe anything but the Rockets blasting off and leaving the Jazz back in the club.
Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Sports fans, make sure to hit the subscribe button and adjust your settings so you can get notified immediately when we drop another great NBA video. Let us know how you feel with a thumbs up and a comment. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?